As America celebrates its 250th birthday, some communities are reflecting on their own history. The city of Vermillion, South Dakota, was founded back in 1859 and incorporated in 1873.
And there's a lot of history to uncover and to document over the last 166 years. The community is invited to help not just capture the community's history, but digitize it to benefit generations to come.
That's right. Today, Vermillion's Public Library hosted a session to teach people how to transcribe the city's historical documents. KTIV's Taylor Deckert learned why it's important to make these materials accessible to anyone.
You get to learn about history first-hand basis.
From the Pages, helping libraries and archivists transcribe historical documents word for word.
We import our information from the digital library that doesn't have transcripts. The software allows people to create transcripts, edit transcripts, and so we have transcripts for our materials that once we get done with them, we import them back into our records.
To help the University of South Dakota transcribe as much as possible, the community is invited to help.
This is actually a project that has been in the works since 2004, but with each year comes new documents that the university finds that they need transcriptions for.
Right now, the University of South Dakota is working to transcribe 4 collections: the Chilson Collection, Janklow Gubernatorial Papers, Mahoney Music Collection, and Wilbur M. Stillwell Papers.
About 4 or 5 projects that we've actually completed, and so these were kind of next on the list.
Some of the other documents include diaries and journal entries. A big project was on the Austin Diaries, a prominent resident of early Vermillion.
Last summer we finished the Horace Austin papers. The Horace Austin house here is in town, Austin Woodmore House. We have his letters. There are a lot of letters with him and his friends, people wanting to move out west.
All the documents end up on the Digital Library of South Dakota, where it can be accessed all over the world. And if you need volunteer hours, this is a great option for students, alumni of South Dakota, and people with roots in the Vermillion area.
They can do it anytime, anywhere. There's an internet connection. They don't have to come to the library. They can be wherever they are in the world.
In Vermillion, South Dakota, Taylor Deckert, KTIV News 4.
All right, so anyone can do this transcription from anywhere, as you just heard. Here's how. Make a free account on fromthepage.com. When you have your account ready, search the collection you'd like to start with. For example, the Chilson Collection. Now, there are pages that need to be finished in the Ledger Dakota Territory section. Pages that need transcription include this page, for example. So looking at the handwriting at the top of the page, you know you're at the right place. And this document is someone's trader's notes dating back to 1869. The university says any help with digitizing these pages would actually help out.